Hello and welcome to Matt's Rocks. Today I'm going to do this piece of Brazilian agate. I'm just going to make up whatever shape I can get out of it. I'm not going to use a preform CAD because I'm going to have to grind down a lot of it to find out what I'm going to be able to make, because all of this side over here pretty much is really thin. Clear up probably to right there is about the thinnest I can have it on that edge. So it's not going to be much bigger than this right here. Of course, there's not a whole lot of, well, I can't tell what kind of lines are in here because I can't get any light to come through it. So it's just a big dark spot. But I got a feeling it's going to have lines in it because you can see them on the side coming up a little higher. And they kind of slant down this way in it. So I'm going to go ahead and start shaping it, and I'll come back when it's shaped. When I get my shape before I go to my 280 grit. Coffee. Should have just cut that off when I was making the cut, because that was, I think, the first cut off of the rock to begin with. Well, no, that was one of the, yeah, that was the first cut off the rock. I was trying to make it straight because it was kind of a triangle shaped rock, and I put one of the bigger sides in. I put the bigger side in my clamp. It started from the tip out in, so I should have just knocked that off while I was there, but I'm not that smart, evidently. Yuck. Didn't realize there was that big of a rust pocket in there. Of course, I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention. Wasn't looking at that rust spot because I knew that spot was going to be gone by the time I was ready to start working it. Anyhow, so. Oh, it chipped out of there. That's what it is. And I don't need those chips in here in case I drop these. Matter of fact, I was going to put paper towel in the bottom of it. I don't think the paper towel is going to keep it from scratching completely, but at least when it hits, it's going to have some cushion to both the rock and the chip, so that maybe it won't scratch just because it's going in between a rock and a hard place, where the chip's at. Okay, I'm back. There's my shape. And I'm going to have to stabilize this chip over here. The only chip I still got left. Got a little light inclusion from that low spot, but I don't mind that. Now let me show it to you on this other camera so that you can see it a little better, and then I'll wet it down on the other camera. There's my little white inclusion. And there's my chip. I've got a feeling that's going to look white, but I don't know what the rest of it's going to look like, whether it's going to be dark or light. I'm going to have to stabilize that first. So that'll be it's pretty much done for the day. I'll go ahead and stabilize it real quick. And I went on ahead on this other one. I went on ahead and used my accelerator on it to get the glue to dry faster. I'm going to go ahead and do this one with the accelerator and this one without, I think, because by the time I get done with this one, I'll be pretty much done for the day. So I've been going since 9:30 and it's 1. And so I'll be back when I get this stabilized and get ready to take the glue off of it. Okay, I'm back. I got this little fracture stabilized. Now I'm going to go ahead and knock the glue off of it with the 220 and finish out the 220 on there and right on down the line. I'll bring you back in when I get to the after I get the 600 done, and then I'll start on the last two. So here we go. I might want to put a little extra water on there for now until I get that other one started good. That's ready for the next wheel. Okay, there it is after the 600. Oh, stop looking over your glasses. We're good to shine on it. Still needs a little more work. But not on the 600. The 1200 ought to get the rest of that out. What little bit's there is just where you can see where the path that the wheel took on the last pass. It's got like little lines here and there from the one pass to the next, and some of it's probably my imagination, because right in here where it starts getting lighter colored down below, it looks like there's a line going across there that's a ledge, kind of kinked like an elbow type of deal. But that's just because of the color and a little bit because there's probably a line there from where I was at. But if you look at it from the side, there's no point on that. But I'm gonna go ahead and start it on the 1200, and I'll bring you back in when it's finished. Well, after I polish the back. Okay, got the back all polished. Wow. Got the back all polished. Shining like a diamond. Good looking stone. There's the front. That's after taking it to the aluminum oxide. And I'll show it on this other camera. There's the front side. You can see the little white line in there, my little white inclusion. That's a little part of the leftover white lines. And then there's the back. Now watch this. Now that you've seen it like that, that doesn't show as much of the, it's like a flower inside of there. This thing's gonna flicker. The other one's a LED bulb too, but it wasn't flickering for some reason. But look at that. Look at all the eyes in there. And you'd never know it, as dark as it is, without the light on it. I knew there was a reason for saving that end. I knew it was dark from this side of it. Down here at the bottom of this side was the side that was showing, and the rest of this, if you'll remember, was all sandy on the top back down in here. And I couldn't see what was underneath it, but I could tell from looking at it from the side, putting the light underneath it, and looking at it from the side, I could tell it was dark from there up. So I just went on ahead and I thought, well, heck, there's got to be something underneath there. The lines, you could see the lines down here at the bottom. And that fracture has been healed. I didn't even get any glue down in there. Well, that's not going to work very good when it's not turned on. But that fracture, you can't see a line one on the face. I don't know if that's working or not, but there are no lines on that face, so that fracture's healed, which is a good thing. I stabilized it anyway. There was a little, no, that was the other one. Never mind. There was a little part of a fracture opening on the bigger end of the last Montana agate I did right before this. Just a little bitty narrow valley from the fracture, but it wasn't too bad. Okay, and this one will be out Friday next week. I got confused on the last one, couldn't remember what it was, but I've since looked because I had to empty the footage off the cameras so that I could make sure I didn't want to lose any of it from not having enough room on my cards. I've got, I can't remember, 500 gig cards, I think. I'm not sure a terabyte, half a terabyte. I'm not sure what they are. I know there's a bunch of them, a bunch of bytes. But I don't know what the next one's going to be. I gotta put my brain together and figure out which one I want to do. What I want to do. I want to try to do something a little different. I don't want to do too many from the same cutting video or from the same rock at a time and get you bored with them. So I want to try to change up so that I'm always surprising you with a different one, but I usually let you know the video before, so I'm not really surprising you anyway, am I? Duh. But anyway, you guys take care. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. I'll say that every once in a while, but I'm not going to say it every video because it makes me feel like I'm begging. So you guys take care and have a good day.